Now, here's a question. It almost seems rhetorical, but is the U.S. the next target for ISIS? A chilling new video shows ISIS militants threatening Washington and other Western states. As many cities around the world step up security efforts, today CIA Director John Brennan said they are just trying to kill as many people as possible, and we have to do everything we can to contain their growth. Listen.
Their agenda is to kill, pure and simple. As I refer to them as murderous sociopaths. They have this sort of nihilistic sort of approach that they're just trying to kill as many people, young children, whatever, it doesn't matter to them. It's a warped, it's a twisted mentality, and that's why we have to do everything we can, as urgently as we can, in my view, to contain their growth inside of the Middle East, but also beyond.
Israel knows a lot about that. That's why we are honored right now to have the former ambassador to the United States from Israel, Danny Ayalon. Thank you very much.
Good to be with you, Liz.
It's just unbelievable, and we appreciate you coming here exclusively. What is Israel doing, and what has Israel done? Because you guys have always been target number one with these people.
Well, absolutely. Well, first of all, you have to identify and you have to describe the problem. And the problem is a radical, I would say, rabid ideology of radical Islam. When I hear even John Brennan, which I respect very much, talking about some sociopaths, they are not sociopaths. They are radical Islamists who have an agenda to kill our way of life, to do away with our values and take over. And this is what we have to know. All you have to see is what they publish in their magazines, what they talk about in their imams, what they preach in the mosques and in schools and everywhere else. So once you know what the problem is, without equivocation, without political correctness, you know how to allocate your resources and your assets.
Well, that's the thing about Israel. Israel has never really much cared about people criticizing it for doing what other countries may feel might be politically incorrect. You just have to tune out that noise, do you not?
Absolutely. We are a democracy, which we are very vibrant democracy, which we're very much proud of, but we are a democracy under attack, and we have to defend ourselves and our values and our ways of lives. So we say human rights before, or human lives, sometimes before human rights.
Interestingly, you talk about what's being preached in the mosques, the chatter on even Sony PlayStation chat rooms. That's how they were communicating. WhatsApp, who knows the way that they were speaking, but that requires investigators. Israel, and I need our viewers to understand this, it's out in the open. There's an entire television channel run by Hamas that's on the cable system in the Palestinian regions where Al-Aqsa. They have a show where the anchors took off their suits and they now dress in the hoodies that are reminiscent, of course, of these militants.
Absolutely.
And so it's right out there for you guys.
And they hold summer camps for kids who are 3 years old and up, to teach them how to be suicide bombers and to come dressed with the suicide bombing belts and all that. Yes, we know all the threats, but we're very much geared towards that.
But Ambassador, the United States is a huge country. Israel is much smaller. What are we doing wrong?
Well, first of all, you have to identify it, and you cannot talk about some fascism or violence. You have to say a spade is a spade, and these are not all Muslims or terrorists, for sure not, but all terrorists today are Muslims. These are radical Islam, and we have to understand. And the sources are not just in Iraq and in Syria or in Yemen or in the Palestinian Authority or in Gaza. They're also spread all over with latent cells, silent cells all over the world.
And this is a developing story that has only gotten bigger this hour. We now have 17 governors of United States here who are saying we will not take Syrian refugees. 17, and this number is very fluid. It is changing as we speak. Ambassador, your father was Algerian. Your mother was Polish. My grandmother came here from Romania. She came through to New York, but for that opportunity. And yet, right now we see that one of the terror attackers in Paris had come through Greece on October 3rd. And as we try and wrap our minds around that, do you just simply say, got to shut it down?
Absolutely. Listen.
You're saying yes, that these states are correct?
Absolutely, because you see, when I hear somebody says it's all economic deprivation, this is not the case. The 19 murderers of 9/11, They were all from well-to-do families. Osama bin Laden was a billionaire. The terrorists who were caught in London, they were second generation of Muslims from a well-to-do. It's a matter of ideology. We have to understand that they attack us no matter what we do.
Well, they're among us. Look at that graphic. We have
also,
close to 2,000 Syrian refugees already here in the United States. Many in California. Listen, I don't know why New Jersey's not on there. We've certainly got a lot of, well, I would suppose that would be mostly of Arab descent overall. And you don't want to paint everybody with the same brush, but listen, do now, ask questions later is what the Israelis do.
Well, this is why you have to have preemption. You don't wait for them to come and attack you. This is why you have to have a good intelligence services with assets on the ground. You cast a wide net of intelligence, and you're not shy by inviting people or going to their homes, doing investigations, doing arrests. Sometimes you have to pry into privacies, going into cell phones or going into Facebook or whatever.
That now.
But this is the only way. Preemption is the way. You cannot wait for them to come and attack you. That's too late.
Ambassador Danny Ayalon, former ambassador to the United States, we so appreciate you stopping by. He's in town for 24 hours. He was a captain in the Israeli Defense Forces, and we're honored to have you. Thank you.
My honor. Thank you.